Is going to mainly focus on 1 and 2 peak climbs with some harder climbs towards the end of the session. Let's get into it. Starting off with this yellow climb here. Very nice and easy. Great way to warm up the body. Now at this time, it was probably about 10:30 in the morning. It was a birthday party of some younger kids going on. They were screaming and yelling the entire time, so it was a little distracting, but it was fine for the most part. Just a lot of young energy there. Able to easily and cleanly sort this one out. Trying to climb it relatively slow and controlled. Up next is a more slabby climb here. We have a 1 peak. Pretty easy though. Really focusing from the comments I saw on my video earlier this week. I wanted to climb more controlled and focused, unlike last video, which was a little more sporadic. So I start off with a couple climbs I had done in the previous session. You can see these first 3 are climbs that I had already completed, but I thought this is a good way to kind of begin to warm up, since I'm quite familiar with them. Gets my body into it nice and quickly. Match that. Then I move on to this orange one, which I had not tried yet. Put my feet across the bottom here. Get this kind of undercling. Able to push up, grab onto that. And then I was starting to kind of get tired here. Although I was able to push up here, I was able to get my hand way up there, which I thought I was going to be able to do it here, but I just couldn't get a great grip on that top orange hold there, unfortunately, so I dropped off and was unsuccessful in that one. But I thought I would try this blue one here, which I actually really enjoyed this climb. This was definitely a slab climb that I had not been familiar with whatsoever. But I tried to grab onto that one, realized very quickly that is not a very good handhold for myself. So instead, I spent a little bit of time kind of just messing around with this climb here and trying to figure out what I can do. And then I realized, oh, if I move my feet over, that is going to be a lot of help here. And then I realized how to get my feet up. I basically did the climb without doing the climb because I didn't start this climb. And then I was like, okay, that's what I need to hold on to finish it off. Then I was able to touch it, but I came back, gave my fingers a little bit of a rest here, came back, wanted to get my feet nice and situated on the wall. Then I was able to touch right there, lean over, grab onto that, hold there, reach up, and press with my right leg to get my left foot up higher. And I was able to just simply grab onto these holds here and pull my way the rest of the way up. Very satisfying climb for myself, and I'm happy. I normally hate slab sort of climbs because I just don't like it. But I was happy to get that one done. Now this red one here, I went with the strategy I did on Wednesday, which was this kind of sitting below the holds. But instead what I found out is that if I stand up and I really like kind of put a lot of force behind it, I can do a pretty good job at holding onto it. So that was kind of my strategy here, and I just tried to get there. Now I do go, and this isn't an attempt because I didn't start from the beginning. I started from that second hold, but I just wanted to see how this felt, and it felt pretty good up until about this point right here, where I got to there and I was like, yeah, you know what? I didn't feel comfortable. My hands were starting to get a little clammy. And so I was like, you know what? I got to go back to a climb I know I can do. Let me do this purple climb here. So I came back and I started working on this purple climb. It goes right past the red climb, as you can see those holds right there. Make sure I dodge that big red hold with my feet, get my feet up and up and up. And I'm able to stand up, grab onto that, match, and call it completed. Then we're going back to this black climb that I did on Wednesday of this week, which I shouldn't have started off with this climb, but it was actually really good for me to do this climb midway through the session, because I was able to really take a look at the difference for myself of what it's like to climb at like fresh versus, you know, after you've warmed up and you have a few climbs under your belt. This climb felt a lot easier, probably because I had done it once before, but also my body just felt way better doing it. I took a little bit of a break. My parents stopped by to watch me climb for a bit, and so I worked over here. Now at this point, the kids are no longer here. The birthday party was over at 11, I think, so it's probably about 11:10 or something like that. So I'm working on this area over here, and I hadn't tried this area last time, so I was excited to kind of come back over here and try this area. Now this green one here was actually really cool because at first I thought, oh, this looks like a pretty easy green climb, and then I realized, oh, I completely started this wrong. I don't really know what I'm doing here. I knew I had to get up to that green climb up to the right, but I didn't know exactly how to do it. So what I wanted to do here was get my foot up and onto that there, and then I could lean across and kind of stand up off my right foot and get up there. I wasn't able to do it in this one here, but my mom actually kind of helped me with it, and she's the one that came up with this idea here of basically what you're going to see is I stand up, I put my foot out, I put my hand out initially, and then I stand up with my left foot, allowing me to like kind of shift my body weight and get my arm up and over, and then go there. She doesn't climb, and so it was really cool to kind of, you know, problem solve something with her. So that was a fun moment I had there. Up next was this pink climb. This one was relatively easy for the most part. Nothing too crazy about it. This was one where it tops out, but the top out here is not super difficult by any means. So I just kind of worked my way up the wall. Got a little lost here, kind of like what to do with my feet, but I was able to finally free that right foot and get it up onto that volume right there. And then from here, I was able to kind of stand up and pull myself up. And then from here on out, it was more just, okay, make sure you get the right feet on the right holds, and pretty smooth sailing from there. And I was able to easily stand up. Again, make sure my feet are on the right place, get my feet up, and then stand up. Up next was this orange climb. This one was definitely a little more challenging than the pink one, but not a crazy amount. Just a good climb though, because again, I really hate when they're more laddery, and this was definitely not a ladder. So it was nice to be able to grab and kind of come up and around on these climbs here. I was able to match that hold and call it success. Now this was the last climb in this area for this session here. If when I do come back to Santa Cruz, I will definitely come back to this gym and boulder here, because I much prefer bouldering here than at Pacific Edge, but I obviously prefer top roping over bouldering. So hopefully one day I can make a top roping video. That would be kind of on my bucket list here. But this black climb, more or less a ladder, but I thought, you know what, this is my last day I'm here. So I will get this all taken care of and kind of finish out this area. Just a little bit of completionist in me, a little sneak peek into the back door of agility boulders there. Now this orange one here is a 2-peak. And at first I was really like, there's no way I can do this. I was really kind of doubting myself. But once I kind of got on the wall, I was thinking, hang on a second here. This doesn't seem impossible. And there I had a little slip up, but I realized, okay, you know what? I'm going to finish off with a massive win in my book. And I'm going to try to get this 2-peaker done here. And I was able to correct my mistake. I kind of went a little more slow and controlled here. I went up 1 before I went up, and I grabbed a different hold with my left hand, and I was able to pull myself up way better and then go to that next hold here. Matched that. Here, at this point, my hands are like, come on, Tony, climb a little bit faster, please, because we don't got a lot of endurance left in us. And as I am pulling myself up, I stand up, I grab onto that one. This one feels such like a nice hold here. And I'm like, okay, I can just pull myself over. There wasn't really any good hold on there, but I grabbed it. I completed it. Tail of the tape time. 9 and 11 on the 1-peaks. That was the orange climb and the blue slab climb that this blue slab climb I was able to finish. The orange climb I was not. And then the 2-peaks, we got a couple over on the new area of the wall that I showed off in today's video, and also that orange climb that we just saw me complete. I think overall a great session. I would feel like I am out of my climbing rut at this point. I felt quite accomplished, but going forward, I'm recording this video on December 3rd as I'm recording this. So I haven't climbed in about a week. I got really bad stomach flu, so I've been keeping it kind of low key. And tomorrow, probably when this video is released, I will be on a plane to Utah for work. So hopefully in Utah, I'll be able to get some good climbing sessions going on there. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a top roping video there. I have no idea. I don't know what to expect. So I'm excited for that, but I look forward to seeing you in the next one. See you.